Good afternoon and welcome to Across the Fence. I'm Jolie Whitney. 4-H is the largest youth development program in Vermont and the United States. It's open to all youth between the ages of 5 and 18. With over 120 years of history, 4-H continues to honor its agricultural roots while staying current with programs that promote science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. To talk about the many opportunities for 4-H kids and adults, I'm joined by UVM Extension 4-H Assistant Director Allison Smith. Thank you for talking with me today, Allison.
Thank you for having me.
So tell me a little bit about how many people participate in Vermont's 4-H programs.
We have about 900 youth that participate in our community club program. And that's probably the model that most people think about when they think of 4-H. But we have another 3,000 youth that participate in short-term programs, which I hope to share a little bit more with you today.
Yeah, absolutely. So you mentioned those short-term programs. I think that includes stuff like Vermont 4-H Outdoor Family Weekends, Discover Engineering, and some after-school programs. Could you tell me about how many more people you reach with those?
Yes, so those are the programs that we reach anywhere from 3,000 youth plus. And those projects really utilize a different model. So unlike the community club model, where we have caring adults in the community and clubs meet in people's homes or maybe local libraries, the short-term programs like Outdoor Family Weekend or Discover Engineering are shorter term, so they typically meet one time or anywhere from 4 to 6 weeks. So that way they're more accessible to families. Families can sign up their youth for those programs, and youth can really dive into a specific topic, so something that really sparks their interest.
So 4-H for a lot of people is kind of thought of more the club model. Obviously it's grown and evolved a lot, but can you tell me a little bit about what projects you guys do with the club model still?
Yeah, in all of our programs, no matter the modality, whether it's the community club or our short-term programs, we really try to be youth-led. And what I mean by that is if there is an interest that youth want to explore, then we try to create a program that allows them to do that. And so in those community clubs, I think many times people think of seeing 4-H at the fair, and we still have a very large presence of youth who like to explore agricultural projects, topics like the dairy industry and equine. We have goat, sheep, working steer youth, and those are very exciting projects. But clubs can also do other projects like robotics or cooking, outdoor sports. Really, when I say any topic, there's almost any 4-H curriculum that covers a topic someone might be interested in.
Okay, and on your website you mentioned some of the activities you do include projects. Can you tell me about those?
Yes, so when we talk about projects, that is really where the youth embark upon some hands-on learning, and we typically like to see a sequential 8 hours minimum of learning. I will say most youth in our program, I feel like, go far deeper than that and typically meet with their mentors and either in that community club or in a program for much more than 8 hours. And we hope that they have different opportunities to really scaffold that learning so that they go from, what are the basics of measuring ingredients to maybe cooking a dinner for a community event or for their family and building those skills to be resilient and take them to other areas of their life.
Okay, can that be done in like a group format with other kids?
Certainly. So that's where the club model really brings together youth from across a community. And similarly with the short-term programs as well. One pillar of 4-H is to help youth not just learn project skills, but really instill in them a sense of belonging. As we know, coming out of the pandemic, modern life, connection to one another is so important for youth to be resilient, confident young people in this world.
So is the time commitment different for a club versus a project?
We try to keep it flexible. So again, one of the hopes of 4-H is that there's a long-term experience that happens over time. If youth partake in our club, then typically they are in that club for at least a year, but many of them will participate over several years. When youth engage in a project via a short-term or a special interest program, they might be going to one program here, another 4-H program here, and we hope that that is the sequence where they're getting multiple experiences to the 4-H community and 4-H style of hands-on learning.
Okay, and you mentioned that hands-on learning, and so that really encourages a lot of applications obviously after they're done with the program, so some life skills. Can you tell me about maybe seeing those in action?
Yes. I often think of, there are many youth in the program, but some of my favorite experiences are really surrounding public speaking. So, it's not the average child who just readily feels comfortable getting up in front of a room and talking to a group of people. But 4-H really tries to build in experiences where we build that confidence. So maybe first they're sharing something they learned with their peers and the friends that they met in the program. And then we're asking them to maybe go outside that club or program to a wider audience. And we have different events such as what we call State Day in Barrie, where youth specifically can create posters, photos. They can also do illustrated talks, demonstrations, and then very formal public speaking or a stage presentation where they get up in front of youth from across the state and perform or give a speech or a talk. And then from there, they can even go to the Northeast region. And I've seen youth who have been very shy and afraid to say anything, then go on to the regional level and do a fantastic job and feel really good about it. And then later on say, those skills helped me in my career.
Great.
Yeah.
And so you have a curriculum for after school as well. Can you tell me about that?
Yes, so all of the 4-H curriculum is national and juried, and we rely on many of our land-grant university partners from across the country who, again, if there's a topic out there, there's likely a 4-H curriculum. So when possible, when we're creating those partnerships with after-school programs, we try to draw on those activities and curriculum to, if youth and after-school program comes to us and says, we would love to build our kids' STEM skills, engineering, then we craft a program that helps to engage them in fun, hands-on activities, leveraging that 4-H curriculum.
Okay, and I know you work with UVM as well and UVM students. What's the value of having that interaction between elementary school students and college students like that?
Yes, several of our staff have formalized partnerships with college students to help deliver 4-H programs and curriculum. One program that I can think of off the top of my head that's very successful is STEM Ambassadors. And the STEM Ambassadors are trained up and work as a cohort to go around the state and run programs that teach youth about science, technology, engineering, and math. And I think that youth and young people, they like to learn from those who are closer in age to them. There's kind of this magic age difference where they look up to those college students. They also start to hear about college being a pathway for them. And then conversely, to have those college students working with the community is really wonderful because it gives them a connection to their environment, to the communities around them, and they aren't just University of Vermont students aren't just an island, but they're getting out there and connecting with kids, and I think it just also feels good and builds confidence in both directions.
Absolutely. And so you worked yourself as a teacher in the after-school program. What did you get from that?
When I was a 4-H educator at the county level, I definitely built some community partnerships. So in the after-school space, or sometimes we call it the third space. So that just means when we're reaching youth who aren't in school. So it can be evenings, weekends, but there are often times where in a community, we have a group of youth that say they're interested in something. Earlier, I had mentioned the cooking example, and I had worked in the Mad River Valley. We hadn't had a 4-H club in a while and needed to reintroduce what 4-H is to that community. And we also had an inn that was interested in giving back to the community. And so we were able to align those interests, have youth come to the inn after school. They learned about cooking in a formal setting. So it was their first time, using real knives safely and different ingredients. And they decided as a group that they wanted to put on a community benefit dinner for a local fundraising effort. And then they created this lovely French dinner for their parents and friends and raise some money. And so it was really nice, again, to see youth going from having this curiosity, a spark, and interest, and then aligning that curiosity with caring adults in the community who are willing to share their expertise, and then just the accomplishment and the mastery of youth pulling off something like cooking a dinner for about 20 to 30 people. It was really amazing to witness.
And UVM has always championed diversity, equity, and inclusion, and how does 4-H contribute to that?
Yeah, that's a great question. I feel like that we still have a long way to go, but I will say more and more we are shifting our energies into finding ways to really invite youth and families into our program who may not know about us. In the past, often the way youth came to our program was they knew someone who had been in 4-H. And now we have some real intentional efforts and programs to reach youth and families who, again, may not have that brand recognition by going to them where they're at. So not saying come to us at an extension office, but meet us at this community center or a library, and also asking communities specifically, what types of skills and project areas are you interested in? What can we help you achieve and help your youth build life skills? What are you looking for? And so we have some really nice partnerships that are forming. And what's most important to us is that 4-H is open to all and really provides opportunity to all. And so that's our focus, and I think we're making some great strides towards it.
Okay. So if you're a kid or adult interested in signing up, how would you do that?
You can call 1-800-571-0668, and you can also see all of our programs and get more information about us at www.uvm.edu/extension/youth.
Thank you so much for joining us today, Allison.
Thank you for having me.
A shout out to everyone behind the scenes here at WCAX who makes this program possible. If you missed any of our conversations with Allison, or you want to watch the program again, visit our social media channel on YouTube and Facebook by searching Across the Fence. Have a good one.